Hello viewers, this is Shangraf Raina and in this video I'll be providing a demonstration on the Weka Explorer. Weka is basically an open source tool which has a lot of machine learning algorithms imbibed in it to solve the real life data mining problems. So what you can see here is a Weka Explorer dashboard, and by clicking on open file I've inserted a data set which is basically a bank data set, and it has a client details which was used by a Portuguese bank in their direct campaigning initiative. So it has around 17 attributes and 4521 instances. The y here is my target variable which has a nominal value of yes and no. Now in order to edit the values of the attributes, I can select on the click the edit option, and for the numerical values I can click here and change the values, and for nominal values I can choose anyone from the drop down menu depending on the values they have. And then in the filter option I can go and play along with the data set before applying any data mining model to it. And here we can do the pre-processing, like an attribute we have add classification and attribute selection, etc., and so on. Now Weka is a beautiful feature of visualization. By clicking on visualize all, I can see the histogram for all the attributes present in my data set. Now since this is a classification problem, I'll head straight to the classify tab. In the classification problem, I've already chosen a J48 decision tree under the tree subheading, and the result is here. But before explaining the result, I'll explain the test options. The test option, the first is the use training set, in which basically the same data set that is provided for as a training set is used as a test set. Then second is a supply test set, in which by clicking on set we provide the separate test set to the classifier. In cross validation we provide the number of folds, but for this we have currently chosen the option 4, that is percentage split of 70%. And by clicking on start, the model was created, and as we go ahead we can see a textual format J48 prune tree on which the first split was on duration. And as you all know that the first split in data in the decision tree is very important and crucial. This makes duration the most significant attribute in the whole data set, followed by p outcome, p days, and so on. So we'll go down and see the further details. The number of leaves of this J48 prune tree is 104, and the size of the tree is 146. Also on the evaluation on the test split, we see that the correctly classified instances are 1209, providing the accuracy of 89.1593%. Now we have the few types of errors provided here, which is basically the difference between the actual and the predicted values. Now we have some certain statistical measures here, like true positive rate, false positive rate, precision, recall, and then we have the ROC area here. Then also below we have the confusion matrix. In confusion matrix we can basically see the number of no's correctly classified and incorrectly classified, and number of yes correctly classified and incorrectly classified in detail through the confusion matrix. Now we can visualize the tree by right clicking here and click on visualize tree. Then we can go and do a fit to screen option, and we can see root node. Duration is the root node. In between we have the decision nodes here, and at the end we have the leaf nodes where the decision tree terminates. Then we can also right click here and go for the visualize classifier error, and when we click here we see that there are many errors, and of which, for example, there is 1304 instance in our data set which had the actual value of y as a yes, but our J48 decision tree predicted it as no. And then we can go here and we can select the visualize threshold curve for yes, which is basically a receiver operation code, which basically provides a trade-off between the precision and recall values, which are provided here, precision and recall. So also now we can go to the visualize tab above, which has a 2D scatter plots like between the previous and the balance. We can click here and we can see there are quite a lot of points here between the in the plot. So we can increase the jitter in order to see the obscured points or the concentration of points here which are actually present. By increasing the jitter we can play around with it. Going back again to the classifier, by clicking on the more J48 properties, we see that there is a confidence factor property which basically decides the pruning of the tree, which is basically the folding or trimming of the tree in order to avoid overfitting and making our model more generalized. Less the factor of confidence factor, the more the pruning. So we'll try to increase the pruning factor to 0.56, and the minimum number of object basically tells the number of instances per leaf. So let's try making another decision tree here. And since there is less pruning, so you can see the decision tree is taking a lot of time here, and you can see the number of leaves have increased. It is 595 and the size of tree is 766, more than before. Also the accuracy has decreased to 88% here, which was 89. So, and while visualizing this tree we can see that it must be a very large tree. Yeah, it is actually a very large tree as compared to the previous one. So that is all from my end. regarding the J48 tree on my dataset. Thanks viewers for watching.